I'm gonna be real with you right here, bro. Okay. Before we get into the whole talk about Oklahoma, who was my preseason national championship pick, by the way, and
I got personal beef.
I'll give my thoughts on Oklahoma in a second. Hear me out, bro. Imagine like you're a recruit, right? And you're getting recruited by this one school. And you're like, man, I like it, man. These guys they're unordinary, man. They got some cool stuff going on. Original. It's like a fresh flow, fresh breath of air. I'm really loving it. And then the coach tells you, yeah, I mean, we'd love to have you at Coastal Carolina. We'd love to see you how you look on Thursday nights. What? Yeah, we play on Thursday nights. How do you convince a recruit to come play for your school? And y'all don't even play on Saturday. You play on Thursday night like a JV team. Come on, man. Coastal Carolina, grow up, man. The field is nice. The jersey's all right. But you can't be playing on no Thursday, man. 7:30 p.m. Come on, bro.
Let's get into this Oklahoma talk, man.
8-0.
I told you. I got personal beef with this team.
Caleb Williams, my preseason natty pick. Has it changed? Yes. I'm sorry. I got personal beef with his team. Alrighty.
Now we started this season, and you texted me. And you was like, bro, Oklahoma. Did you said that, or I texted you about it? You texted me about it. Mm-hmm. And I was joking. I was like, bro, Tulane a dog. But then I seriously texted you next. I was like, Tulane finna win this. And then Tulane, lost by 5, which was a shocker to everybody. Everybody's like, hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, just so then they go out next week 76-0 on an FCS school.
Correct.
I'm like, okay, yeah, week 1 jitters, you know what I'm saying? Spencer Rattler's best quarterback in the nation, obviously.
Right.
They win by 7 against Nebraska. And I'm like, you know what, Nebraska? Nebraska's
sad
not a pushover, I guess.
They went.
I guess Nebraska.
They've literally every game except that FCS team where Spencer Rattler was the starter, they won by 7 points or less. And then Caleb Williams comes in, and they beat TCU by 21. And then you got to think. Then they beat Kansas.
Don't even say that. Don't even say the last one. I wanna get to this. Okay, so
my God.
They beat Nebraska by 7, and I'm like, Nebraska's no pushover, I guess, no more. Nebraska's turning around. Scott Frost is actually coaching now.
Yeah.
Next week, West Virginia. I'm like, West Virginia. I think I texted you. I said West Virginia probably gonna take this. Obviously they didn't. They lost by 3.
West Virginia lost.
Oklahoma won.
The boys still undefeated at this point. Yes, sir.
So we're 4-0 with Oklahoma. I'm like, what? It's cool. They're 4-0. No biggie. Kansas State. I'm not thinking about it. I took Kansas State with the spread, which was a smart pick because Oklahoma was like a 10-point favorite or something like that. I won with the spread. They only beat Kansas State by 6 points. Now you're seeing a trend. Obviously, Dimitri already said it. The 21 Texas Longhorns. This is supposed to be a strong Texas team because they Steve Sarkisian, he was doing good so far up in the season until lost to Arkansas. They beat Texas on a wild last play. I don't even think it was the last play of the game. They won, right? Mm-hmm. It was like a touchdown run or something like that.
Wait, what,
I'll
Texas?
give them slack. Yeah, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, they scored late.
It was like last play of the game. I was like, I'll give them some slack. It's ranked Texas.
Yeah.
And then TCU comes and Caleb Williams is finally starting. I think his first starting game. And everybody was like, I even told you, I was like, hey, Caleb Williams in Oklahoma, they look like the most dangerous team in the nation. I'm gonna be honest. This TCU is not the greatest team, but they're also they're like a mediocre team. They're like a team where you're just like, okay, I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's a win. But also I'm not gonna be like, oh, we're not losing. We're not gonna lose this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna beat this team. But
TCU was like Tennessee.
They like a team where you're like, I'm not finna lose this team, but I ain't gonna push them over. I ain't finna just not question them. But they beat TCU by 21 points. Caleb Williams looking dominant, and then we get to Kansas. They were losing to Kansas at one point in this game, weren't they? It was halftime.
Yes,
wasn't it?
Yeah, they were losing.
Halftime, they were losing 10-0 to the 1-6 Kansas Jayhawks. Now you're probably like, Cameron, where's your personal beef with this team? Why don't you like Oklahoma? I've never not liked Oklahoma. I liked Oklahoma, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The first time I ever really seen and heard about Oklahoma was when you were doing a dynasty with them on the NCAA games, and you were the head coach of them.
What's man even talking about?
That's the first time I ever heard about Oklahoma, and I've never hated Oklahoma, but this year I just got personal beef with them because you said that they were going to be the Natty winners. I didn't disagree with you. I wasn't like, oh, they're not finna win this. But the reason I got personal beef with them is I've told you before. I don't understand how they stayed in the top 10 this whole year. Now, granted, the TCU game, I'll be like, they deserve to be a top 10 team there. Mm-hmm. But you ain't finna tell me that the rest of the schedule was a top 10 team. Looking at the scores of those games and the outcome of the game, like looking at how those games played out, you're not finna tell me this team's a top 10 team in the nation. Now these past 2 weeks, yes, Caleb Williams has made this team play like a top 10 team in the nation. I'm not disrespecting them right now. I think, honestly, I told you, I feel like they're one of the most dangerous teams in the nation. But you can't tell me that. I mean, I'll give you the Texans game, but from Kansas State to week one to Kansas State, you're not going to tell me that's a top 5 team, because they were in the top 5 that whole time, wasn't they? You're not going to tell me that's a top 5 team. I'm sorry, you're not. I even told you that, and you said, well, I mean, they're winning, which, I mean, I agree with that, but still, you got at some point, you got to be like, okay, this team is playing horrible.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? Because I've told you this already. One, I mean, they're winning. You know what I'm saying? If you're finding a way to win, you gotta keep these guys where they are. Okay, let's look at the top 10 right now in the AP top 25 poll. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 undefeated teams: Michigan State, Michigan, Oklahoma, Cincinnati, and Georgia. I mean, what do we want to do? Do we want to move Oklahoma out and put Michigan in? Because we can't put Michigan over Ohio State. Respectfully, Ohio State just looks like the better team. But the reason why we're not going to slip Ohio State in there is because, one, they have a loss. Oklahoma is still undefeated, and you got to put some respect where it's due. And it looks like they're getting their team in order. Don't forget, they still beat Kansas pretty comfortably, especially in the second half. Their defense showed flashes of no life, and their offense got off to a pretty bad start. But I think they're going to build some chemistry. I mean, respectfully, I think the Oklahoma is still going to win the Big 12. And as a Georgia fan, you better hope they go undefeated and make the Big 12. I'm going to tell you right now, we need the playoffs to look exactly how they look right now. If you're a Georgia fan, we play Oklahoma first round, and Cincinnati gets blown out of the water by Bama. And that's if we beat Bama in the SEC championship, which is scary because then Ohio State sneaks into the playoffs. And respectfully, man, I don't really see a reason to drop Oklahoma. I mean, they're finding ways to win games. You got to hold them accountable to that. No matter how bad this team is, you say, this team's terrible. They always find a way to win games. And they're doing that this year with very under par play from Spencer Rattler, with a true freshman coming in and kind of saving this team. They're getting it done. I got to give them some respect. Do I still think they're going to win the Natty? Of course not. And I think this was a year that they really could have taken leaps ahead of everyone. If their offense got back to that dominant level we know they can have, and their defense played again how they played towards the end of last season, especially against Florida, Oklahoma would be a Natty favorite right now. They'd probably be number 1 in the nation. But the thing is I'm talking a huge leap backwards, just steps backwards from what we had seen last year in the second half building up. And Spencer Rattler, I don't know what it is. He is just taking a leap steps, strides. He's jogged backwards. And this guy's he's in the middle of a Tenet storyline right now. So he's in big trouble. And you get Caleb Williams in here, and he looks like the better threat. You got the fans cheering it, booing Spencer Rattler. Man, talk about the college experience. I expect to see Spencer Rattler in the Spencer Rattler in the transfer portal this offseason, because Oklahoma's just not Jesus. Don't troll them like that, okay? I think it really has to boil down to bad coaching, though. Like, if we think about it,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Honestly, like I'm gonna tell you this right now. The sitting, like having Caleb Williams start the season to now, it was good. It was a good idea. Spencer Rattler's supposed to be the number 1 quarterback. I think they started him at the right time. I think they threw him in at the right time. And that's really what I want to say about Caleb Williams. But the team as a whole, I'm gonna be honest with you. That TCU week, and after the Kansas game, obviously, and I think for the rest of the season, I think this Oklahoma's team is gonna be dangerous. I'm gonna be honest. And I told you I have personal, because I do have personal beef with them. I didn't think they should be ranked as high as they were the whole season. But
Tell them
putting that
before
aside.
we move on real quick.
Aside.
Before we move on real quick.
The Braves are up 2-0.
Tell me.
The Braves are up 2-0. I just want to tell you that right now.
Hey, relax. Anyways. Okay. But real quick before we get back into it. We are Braves fans. Sorry. It's still sort of boomer sooner for me because I picked y'all. And if y'all win the Natty, he has to buy a Spencer Rattler jersey. So that would be golden.
If they win.
Yeah, I just said that. I just said if they win.
I thought you said if they make it to the Natty.
But tell them what team you picked. Tell them what team you picked to make the playoffs. He wants to see me down bad, so bad. When I see Oklahoma win, I smile. But he wants to see me down bad because tell them what team you picked to make the playoffs.
Dude, if I say it, I'm not gonna get clowned for it. I'll say it proudly. I said the Iowa State Cyclones.
Where is Iowa State at? Are they in the top 25? Oh, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Remember what I told you? What did I say? Iowa State had to go undefeated. They've got 2 losses.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep.
I'm not
even mad about it. I'm really not mad about it. I'm not at all.
He's not mad about it.
I'm not at all.
I got personal beef with Oklahoma. Why, man? Why? What's your beef? That they're in the top. They're in the top 5. They're in the top 4.
It was because they were ranked. No, not anymore. I don't have that beef with them anymore. I really don't have beef with Oklahoma anymore, really. But it's like up until that Texas week, they should not have been ranked in the top 5. You can't tell me. Like, I understand. Yes, they were in the top 5, and you're not gonna move it. Exactly, you're not gonna move a team down if they're not losing. But I mean, if teams are playing better than other teams, you gotta move that team above them.
I'll tell you one thing right now.
That's exactly why Bama jumped.
Oklahoma loses a game, they're gonna drop down tremendously, probably out of the top 10, respectfully, because of those close
100%.
games. But as long as they keep beating teams, and they even got some ranked opponents on their schedule here as we go forward. I mean, they beat Texas. Texas is a ranked opponent.
3 straight ranked teams.
And what's impressive about that Texas win? I don't care that they were down 28-7. That's impressive. They came back from down 28-7 with a true freshman quarterback, and they get to play Baylor, they get to play Iowa State, they get to play Oklahoma State. If you don't want Texas in the top 5, the top 10, they'll find a way to lose at least one of these games in this last stretch of 4. If they win all 4 of them, put some respect on Oklahoma's name, man, because they're going back to the playoffs. Whether or not they get blown out of the water first week 1 trying to start a true freshman against Georgia's defense. Yeah, them boys making the playoffs.
I'm not thinking that they're gonna miss it, honestly. I think they are gonna make the playoffs, and I think they are one of the most dangerous teams in the nation. And I feel like, honestly, I'd rather have Oklahoma in the playoff than Ohio State. I'm being honest.
I'd rather play Oklahoma. We have a way better shot.
I'm rooting for Oklahoma. I'm rooting for Cincinnati. I'm rooting for Penn State because I think Penn State's the only team that can really knock off Ohio State in these last couple games Ohio State has.
I want to believe in Michigan, man. I want to believe it. I want somehow if we lose to Bama and we slip to 4, I don't think Cincinnati will literally give Cincinnati the first seed, but at the same time I don't think they'll make Georgia play Bama first round of the playoffs. If Georgia and Bama both get in, which a 1-loss Georgia with the only loss at Bama, that they should get in. Realistically, especially that means Oklahoma has had to lose. That means Ohio State probably continued winning. Nobody else is going to hop over Georgia because they're simply not better, and I think everyone knows that. And I think it's this week, after this weekend, the first playoffs will come out, so that's going to be cool. And I think Cincinnati's going to drop from that too. Like in AP, they're at 2, but I think they're dropping probably down to 4. But our best bet is for Alabama to sit at 2. And for Ohio State to go to 3, Cincinnati goes to 1, Georgia goes to 4. We blow Cincinnati out of the water. Alabama battles Ohio State, and then we maybe have to play probably Ohio State because Ohio State looks actually dangerous right now. One of the scariest teams in the nation when we talk offense. They are the most scariest team in the nation when we talk offense because they've got prospect. They've got Olave, they've got Garrett Wilson, and they've got Jackson Hibba, what I think his name is. And that guy, I mean, dude, how do you defend that? They've even got a wide receiver that transferred to Bama and is carrying Bama right now on offense, is doing some wonders for them. So yeah, man, Ohio State's talented, and I think our corners will be up against a real challenge there because we haven't really gone against a team with star-studded wide receivers. And I mean that's more than star-studded. That's 3 NFL players. potential. That's 3 first-round draft picks if we're being complete. And they got Julian Fleming on their roster too, that number 1 wide receiver from I think 2018, 2017. So no talent missing when we talk about Ohio State on that wide receiver line. But Oklahoma, man, Boomer Sooner, man. I told you guys, man. I'm still sticking with y'all. I don't think you're gonna win the Natty, but I got y'all still making the playoffs. I still got you winning the Big 12. You're gonna be undefeated, probably at 4th seed. Probably 3, because I'm pretty sure. I'm telling you, man. I'm pretty confident Georgia's gonna handle Bama this year, whether it's a blowout or not. They should blow them out because they're way better than them. But knowing Kirby Smart, it's still Nick Saban. I don't think you can actually blow out Bama. I think you can win by 7 points. So
hopefully Auburn wins out. I mean, that's not gonna happen.
You trying to smoke that Bama pack early? Tried to get it last week. Tennessee failed us all. Thank you, Tennessee. Tennessee, the land of make-believe.
Oh my goodness.
Alrighty, man. You still making McDonald's jokes?
Right. Let me go ahead and squeeze by that.
It's the Sports Junkies Podcast.
Yeah.
Until next time, guys. Kid Cam, subscribe today to become a junkie. We'll see you guys soon.